A vigil took place tonight at Hendricks Chapel for 3 Muslim students who were shot and killed last week. Nick Ross live at Hendricks with a look at how students are remembering the fallen students.
And Centro is hosting a meeting for people who are upset about proposed budget cuts, how you can have your voice heard.
And Sheldon Silver was indicted by a grand jury. The full list of charges and how they made their announcement. Citrus TV News starts right now.
Hello and welcome to Citrus TV News on this Thursday, February 19th. I'm Alex Resnick.
And I'm Brian Cheung. The Muslim Student Association is partnering with Hendricks Chapel to hold a vigil for the 3 students who died last week, and that is our top story. Citrus TV's Nick Ross is live in Hendricks Chapel right now with a look at how students have been remembering those who died. Nick, what's going on?
Well, good evening, Brian. The event just finished up moments ago, but just a short time ago, there were nearly 100 students here participating in the vigil. The event was held to remember 3 Muslim students who were shot in Chapel Hill last week, reportedly over a parking dispute. At the event tonight, Tiffany Steinwert, the Dean of Hendricks Chapel, spoke at the link between remembrance and solidarity that is needed in these times of crisis. Now, Islamic prayers were offered by Muslim chaplain Richard Russell, and the prayers were then translated into English. And an SU alum, Yusuf Abdul Qadar, delivered the keynote address where he spoke about the messages of the Muslim faith in today's society and the prevalence of Islam and Muslims in the media. He also spoke about the time at SU that he had and spoke directly to students about perseverance and the importance of joining together in a world around us today. SU students also spoke about Islamophobia that they've experienced themselves and how it affected them. Now, approximately 100 students were in attendance tonight, and the event ended with a candle lighting and prayers before the community departed. Before the vigil, I had a chance to speak to one of the organizers of the event, Halima Shehu.
So the shooting happened about a week ago. Why, can you explain the timing? Why is it happening today?
Sure. Well, the Muslim Student Association began planning the event shortly after it occurred, but due to the busyness of Hendricks Chapel with the Ash Wednesday holiday, it wasn't able to be held until now. They had started planning the event right away, but due to scheduling and various other things, I was told that the event couldn't occur until now.
And can you explain the general feeling amongst the students that were there?
Sure. A student I talked to felt the event was very moving, very beautiful. She said that she came from a place that didn't have a large Muslim population, and so to hear some of the prayers and hear some of the experiences that these students had, she felt was especially moving.
And what was the content in some of those speeches that were being presented today?
Well, the key theme was definitely Muslims and Islam in today's society. And most of the speakers spoke about Islamophobia and some of the problems and issues that face Muslims in today's society. And all of them tried to deliver a message specifically to students about what they could do and what action they could take in today's society for Muslims all around us. Live from Hendricks Chapel, Nick Ross, Citrus TV News.
Thank you so much, Nick. Now we have the sound for the this story that we were actually about to have some issues with, but we're actually going to play that for you right now.
You experience like a lot of discrimination on campus for being someone who believes in God, and especially in the Muslim community, like in the atmosphere of Islamophobia, it's really hard for people to understand that we do go through, I guess, difficulties and struggles.
The Office of Residence Life and the Office of Health Promotions are partnering up to host a party this Saturday night. The Glow Party Dance Party is part of the Got Consent, Be Sure campaign. Music will be provided by a DJ and there will be free glow-in-the-dark giveaways. Tickets are $3 and are available at the Shine Box office. Fans will have the opportunity to donate canned foods at Saturday's men's basketball game against Pitt in the Carrier Dome. Can It is a university-wide initiative to collect canned food. Donations will be collected at the noon game and can be dropped off at the gates upon entry. All cans will go to the Food Bank of Central New York.
The deadline to sign up for classes to help quit smoking is tomorrow. It begins Monday, March 2nd and runs for 6 consecutive Mondays from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. The program is offered by the university through the university's Wellness Initiative. This is an effort to help smokers quit before campus becomes smoke-free next summer. And if you're thinking about running for student body president or vice president, the deadline to turn in petitions is quickly approaching. The final day to hand in a petition is Friday, and so far, only one student has turned in. The Student Association says students typically hand in petitions closer to the deadline since they need 500 signatures. This semester is the first time that elections will be held in the spring in an effort to align the terms with the academic calendar.
As temperatures go down, energy use here at SU is going up. Last Thursday, buildings were kept functioning 24/7 for the entire week to ensure that they were warm enough when students and faculty arrived. The decision was also made to prevent the freezing of pipes and other equipment. Precautions are taken all over campus to ensure that everyone on campus has a warm and safe environment during this bitter cold. And the Invention and Creativity competition is returning to the College of Engineering and Computer Science. The competition focuses on product development and gives both engineering and non-engineering students the ability to create business products and ideas. Students can compete individually or on a team with at least one other person enrolled in the College of Engineering and Computer Science. The deadline to apply is March 6th.
Former New York State Assembly Speaker Sheldon Silver was indicted Thursday on 3 charges after his arrest last month. The Manhattan politician was charged with wire fraud, mail fraud, and extortion. Each charge carries 20 years behind bars. The announcement was made on Twitter today. The government said Silver had collected nearly $4 million in bribes and kickbacks since 2002. And Centro is holding a meeting tonight for people to voice their concerns over proposed budget cuts. The proposal, if approved, will end bus service at 9 p.m. on weeknights and 7 p.m. on Saturdays and discontinuing Sunday and holiday service entirely. According to Centro management, ride fares do not cover the cost of a ride. Its government funds have not been increased to properly continue as operational costs have also risen.
The 4th meth lab in the area busted just a few days ago has prompted talks to make home buyers more aware of what has happened inside. Senator Charles Schumer is pushing for legislation to force anyone selling a home to list it if it was a meth lab in the sale. Schumer said only 5% of the homes used to make meth are listed as such. The chemicals used to make methamphetamines can cause dry mouth, headaches, nosebleed, and breathing problems. And 15 southern New York towns are looking to cut ties with the state. The towns claim that work, jobs, and income would all be better in Pennsylvania. The organization's looking to get approval from PA and New York state governments, as well as the federal government, to make the secession official.
This Syracuse man who walked into KFC with a bleeding neck on Sunday has been released from the hospital today.
The man was rushed to Upstate University Hospital after he came into the restaurant bleeding profusely and having trouble talking and swallowing.
Police have not released the victim's name and have announced no arrests in connection with the shooting.
When we come back, a superbug is infecting hundreds in California, how the bacteria is spreading.
And the president continues to speak at the summit on countering violent extremism, how the United States is working to counter terror propaganda.
Well, guys, as you can tell, it is freezing outside. We are currently on record to have one of the coldest Februaries that Syracuse has ever seen. Currently, we have a few different winter weather advisories in effect. I'll have the full details after the break.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
How you doing? My name's Steve. My family's lived in this neighborhood for years. Recently, things got so tight, we had to go to our local food bank for help. I lost a lot of sleep worrying about what the neighbors might think. That is until I saw them there, too. How'd I do, Steve?
A little stiff. You could have done a little better.
What? Come on. You know, I have an Academy Award.
Yeah, but not for playing me.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Here's your check.
Oh, you
got it? You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
A racist letter was recently found in the mailboxes of officers at a Connecticut police station. The letter opened with "White Power" written in all caps.
One line read, "These black officers belong in the toilet." Although racist against all black officers, the letter specifically attacked one officer recently acquitted in a case involving 2 other officers. Both were found guilty. And the University of Massachusetts is once again accepting Iranian national students to science and engineering programs.
The decision came after university officials consulted with lawyers and the State Department.
The university made the policy change to comply with the 2012 law that placed sanctions on Iran to prevent it from developing nuclear weapons.
The law blocked Iranian nationals from researching in the nuclear and energy fields.
The United States Justice Department could sue the Ferguson, Missouri Police Department over potential discriminatory actions if the department does not change them itself.
The Ferguson Police Department is also expecting to hear the results of the Justice Department's investigation into the death of Michael Brown before current Attorney General Eric Holder is replaced. The shootings sparked rallies and marches across the country last year.
2 patients are dead after endoscopic procedures in a Los Angeles hospital infected them with a superbug bacteria. The bacteria is called CRE, and the CDC has warned about its spread before.
CRE is resistant to antibiotics and is incredibly difficult to treat. The Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center is contacting other patients who may have been exposed to the bacteria.
Nations need to break the cycles of conflict, especially sectarian conflict, that have become magnets for violent extremism. The United States is joining, for example, with the UAE to create a new digital communications hub to work with religious and civil society and community leaders to counter terrorist propaganda.
Obama spoke today on violent extremism as part of the 3-day summit.
The executioner who spoke in ISIS's new video may be able to be identified using his accent. Experts analyzing his voice say he most likely learned English in North America and he's bilingual.
No possibilities have been ruled out yet. His height, weight, and choice of words will all be used to figure out who he is.
And there is word that ISIS is harvesting organs from some of their victims, but the rumors are not confirmed.
Surprise any of us here if it turns out to be authentic and true, given the kinds of atrocities that this group continues to wage against innocent civilians.
And Britain scrabbled its air force after 2 Russian bombers flew near its airspace. 2 jets flew with the bombers until they were safely away from the country's area of interest.
This interception is the latest amid a series of encounters between Russia and Europe's militaries. Last year, NATO intercepted the Russians 400 times, a 50% increase over 2013.
And many Chinese couples are reportedly holding off on having children because of the zodiac. Today begins the year of the sheep, which is often associated with bad luck and docility.
According to authorities, there is no evidence that the country's birth rate is affected, though hospitals say they've seen less new mothers in the past week than usual. Next year is the year of the monkey, a more favorable sign.
Now more snow fell today here in Syracuse and temperatures are dropping again.
Here's Jamie with a look at what to expect the rest of the week.
Thanks, Alex. We're not the only ones freezing with the cold temperatures. We've seen almost 115 million people in the 27 states that will be shivering with the wind chills coming up this weekend. Taking a look at Syracuse right now, it's currently 4 degrees, but it feels like -16. So if you do have to head outside, be sure to bundle up, wear your scarves. It is going to be cold with a little bit of light snow and wind through the rest of this evening. Checking a look at current temperatures across the Metroplex, we have 5 degrees, 4 degrees, close to 1 in negatives all across the Northeast. Checking our Doppler radar, we are going to see a little bit more snow heading from the lake effect, but not too much heading into the weekend. Current surface temperatures show us we have a low pressure system moving into the area, bringing with it more snow to come. And we also do have a couple winter weather advisories in effect. Like I said earlier, we do have a wind chill warning, and we're going to be seeing and feeling temperatures close to -20, 25 degrees. So like I said, if you do have to be outside, be sure to bundle up, and that lake effect snow will bring some chill with it. Tonight, we are looking at -7 degrees, but predicting only about an inch of snow. Tomorrow morning, we're going to see about 8 degrees, feels like -15, and a little bit of snow with it. Checking our 5-day weather forecast, we will see a little bit of snow the rest of today, the rest of tomorrow, and then things are going to warm up a little bit when it comes to Saturday and Sunday. We're looking at temperatures that are in the double digits, and things will be a little bit warmer.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Now, when we come back, the health food that is taking over the market and how farmers are handling it.
And a spice that is being recalled, why you might need to throw it out of your cabinet.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against the wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
In health news, is kale the new lettuce? Some health gurus are saying yes. The demand for the leafy green has been steadily increasing in recent months thanks to better marketing and more public interest, but farmers are having trouble keeping up with demand as the new fad takes off.
It started cutting more and more, and then the next year, well, we better plant a few more acres before we were even aware of this craze that was going on, and now everybody, and we still, through the winter, we still have a hard time keeping up with the demand.
Farmers in Yuma County, Arizona have dedicated 600 acres to the vegetable, but California is still the kale capital of the United States. And have you ever heard that an apple a day keeps the doctor away? We'll try a genetically modified apple a day instead. The USDA has approved the first ever apple to not brown when sliced or bruised. The Canadian company Okanagan Specialty Fruits turns off an enzyme that causes Granny Smith and Golden Delicious apples to turn brown on the inside. The Food and Drug Administration is not required to approve GMO crops, although many companies voluntarily go through the review process anyways.
Walmart employees are getting a pay raise this spring. The company announced today that 500,000 full-time and part-time associates will have their wages boosted to $9 an hour. After completing a 6-month skills-based training program, new associates will have an opportunity to earn $10 an hour, while current employees of the company will earn $10 an hour starting in April. And cumin, a popular spice used in anything from taco kits to Cajun seasoning, is being recalled across the nation. Previously undeclared peanut proteins are the cause of the recall. Leading major retailers such as Target, Walmart, and Whole Foods plan to take the spice off their shelves, and the recall has been ongoing since December, and no incidents have been reported related to the spice.
Queen Bee is a mere mortal, just like the rest of us. Unretouched photos of Beyonce have surfaced on the internet, causing some trouble in the pop star's fan base. The Beyonce World, a website dedicated to Mrs. Knowles, posted the photos to prove how naturally beautiful she is. Some members of the Bayhive made negative comments on the website, causing the photos to be taken down. And Kristen Bell is making it clear that anyone who is unvaccinated will not be allowed to be close with her family. The Frozen star has been adamant about vaccination since her daughter was born in 2013 during the whooping cough epidemic. Bell and her husband Dax Shepard told friends and family that if they were not vaccinated for whooping cough, they are not allowed to hold their baby.
It's trade deadline day for the NBA. Find out why these two former Syracuse point guards are in the news and where they are headed. Plus, 4 big coaches, 1 big night in men's college basketball. Sports coming up next on CitrusTV News.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right into your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does. And like that, you're a job creator.
The NBA trade deadline was today at 3 this afternoon, and 2 very familiar faces to Syracuse were a part of it. Point guards Michael Carter-Williams and Tyler Ennis are headed to Milwaukee as part of a 3-team deal between Milwaukee, Philadelphia, and Phoenix. Carter-Williams is averaging 15 points per game and about 6 rebounds per game. Tyler Ennis is only averaging about 3 points per game and 1 rebound. Center Miles Plumlee will also be joining the Cuse alumni with the Bucks. The trade sent Brandon Knight to Phoenix and draft picks to Philly. Here are the rest of the biggest trades of the day. The Phoenix Suns have agreed to trade point guard Goran Dragic to Miami Heat. Kevin Garnett is going back to Minnesota. Garnett dropped his no-trade clause and decided to go back to where it all began, so the Brooklyn Nets will get Thaddeus Young in return. Oklahoma City traded Reggie Jackson to the Detroit Pistons as part of another 3-team deal. The second half of the season starts tonight with the Mavericks taking on the Thunder and the Spurs facing the Clippers. Last night, number 12 Louisville came to the Carrier Dome to face Syracuse for the first time since being in the Big East. Going into the game, the Orange did not have a win against ranked opponents this season. Their last game was a heartbreaker at home to the number 4 ranked Duke Blue Devils. Now we're going to see into this game establishing shot of Mike Benajay. And then early on, Mike Benajay hitting from deep. SU leads 8-6, 17:27 left in the first. And then he blocks a shot by Terry Rozier. Then on the other end of the court, Benajay finishes with the layup. SU leads 22-21, 7:31 left in the first. Then Tyler Roberson air ball. Louisville gets back on the fast break. Kenton Swinder knocks down the open 3 right here. Louisville takes 32-28 lead into halftime. But then second half, we'll see Benajay again, who finds Rakeem Christmas on the fast break. SU leads 51-47. Then Michael Benajay again finds Tyler Roberson for the alley-oop. SU leads 60-52, 4:34 left in the second. Now we're going to see Caleb Joseph, who puts the nail in the coffin with the jumper. SU 62-54. Syracuse starts this ACC rivalry on a high note, upsetting Louisville 69-59. The Orange outscored the Cardinals in the second half, 41-27, and Rakeem Christmas led the team with 29 points scored. Here's Coach Jim Boeheim after the game.
We were just better. We just were more active on defense. We kept them from getting the ball where they wanted to. We kept Harrell from getting the ball down low. And, we were just a different team on defense, and that really turned the game. I mean, we scored, but it was mainly our defense that was the difference in the game.
And now on to UNC Duke, one of the biggest rivalries in all of sports, after honoring UNC legend Dean Smith to start the game. But let's cut straight to the end. UNC led by 10 with less than 4 minutes to go. Then Tyus Jones' left-handed layup with 81 to tie the game at 81. Carolina with a chance to win it. Marcus Page misses the jumper and a scramble for the ball, but we are headed to overtime. Tyus Jones and Quinn Cook will be pumped up for this overtime showdown. Now, 3 minutes to go. 3 minutes into overtime, Duke's down by 1. Jaleel Okafor, the Wooden Award candidate, gets Kennedy Meeks up with the layup and under move and puts Duke ahead. Carolina still with a chance at the end of the game, and Nate Britt is fouled before he shoots, so he'll take 2. Coach K looking pretty stressed. And then you're going to see them miss the extra point after making the first one. Duke's going to win this one. Duke wins 92-90, gets the bragging rights. Jones, the high scorer, with 22 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. Duke will go to 23-3. For women's sports, the Syracuse women's basketball team is playing tonight in the Carrier Dome against Boston College. The Orange are coming off a win in Virginia Tech and are now ranked 25th in the NCAA. If Syracuse wins tonight, it would be the second season in a row the Orange won 12 home games. Junior guard Brianna Butler is hot. She scored a team-high 19 points for the second straight game. There's more than one Brianna BC should be looking out for. Brianna Day is the leading the ACC in blocked shots with about 3 per game and about 10 rebounds per game. The Orange have blitzed opponents using scoring runs to take control of the games. The game will start tonight at 7.
Thank you so much, Ariel. And to stay up to date on all your campus news, follow us on Facebook at CitrusTVnews.net.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Brian Cheung.